Hey guys, happy Thursday. Thanks for stopping by for another episode. In today's video, we will be talking about Ethereum as well as cover the latest updates with Bitmine Emerging Technology, ticker BMNR, led by CEO Tom Lee. Why is Ethereum dropping right now, and what's going to be the price prediction of Ethereum and BMNR as we head into upcoming Q4s, and where is the price going to be going for Ethereum and BMNR? We'll go through all of those details, covering technical analysis, price predictions, as well as the latest updates. And you don't want to miss it, where I will be playing a video clip of Tom Lee. Now, if you're new to this channel and you enjoy this type of content, I would really appreciate you hitting the like, subscribing for more related content. Let's get started, guys. I know today was very painful just seeing the entire market go red, right? So it wasn't like a single stock that was red. I mean, most of the stocks out there today, including crypto, had a big beating today. But you know what? September is known for that. We've been bullish for most of September. And as we head into Q4, that's when crypto is really going to have a nice run up. Coinburu posts White House official confident the crypto market structure bill will pass in 2025. And we got Trump signing an executive order to allow 401k to also be able to use that to invest into the crypto market like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Trend Spider posts, get Tom Lee on the line. We need him to bid Ethereum ASAP. So what are we seeing? This ascending channel, Ethereum, just been consolidating recently, and it was just until today where it pulled back below 4,000. How low can it go? We'll go through those details. Gordon posts ETH is entering my long-term buying zone. Accumulate at these levels, and you'll thank me in December. Are you paying attention? So he has this range of Ethereum, hitting that fib level, the golden ratio, where he's forecasting it'll be around 4,000 to 3,700. Jake posts Ethereum, everyone freaking out about a mean reversion move as the lower indicators reset into bullish seasonality. So what is he, just drawing out? I mean, you look at relative strength, it's been oversold. And when you look at, just the trend line, we're seeing higher lows, and that's playing out, just quite well. And I think as we head into Q4, it's only going to be a matter of time where crypto is going to make its bullish movement in the last remainder of, 2025. Sasimohan posts BMNR Wall Street and AR are converging on ETH. Foundational steps are being laid out right now. Fundstrat is very much right. ETH super cycle is going to start. In fact, Donald Trump talked about proof of human concept. That's big because, we talk about Bitcoin being store value as a digital asset like digital gold. Now we're talking about, proof of, concept with Ethereum on the network, the blockchain, just bridging, the gap between AI and Ethereum. That's why there is this, AI team at the Ethereum Foundation called the DAI team. Their mission, make Ethereum the preferred settlement and coordination layer for AIs and the machine economy. The team will focus on two main areas: AI economy on Ethereum, giving AI agents and robots ways to pay, coordinate, and follow rules without middleman. Decentralized AI stack, making sure the future of AI doesn't rely on a handful of entities, but has open, verifiable, censorship-resistant alternatives. We believe Ethereum can be as useful for today's AI developers as it will be for the sci-fi future. That's why we'll look closely with ecosystem projects to accelerate progress and push the boundaries of research and innovation at the intersection of AI and blockchains, connecting two communities that have too often worked in parallel. So definitely we're at that moment where technology is evolving so much, and that's converging with AI and Ethereum. Urkel posts BMNR ran from $40 last time, where I discussed a potential bottom, and I shared my $62 target as well, where it ran to, rejected, and dropped after a 50% rally. Now it's back to where the last run started, technically speaking. Watch this area with Ethereum in the coming season. So, we're just continuing to see higher lows, higher highs. You know, this is just a repeat. We will continue to see ebbs and flows, but over time, BMNR will continue to mature, grow its market cap, and for those reasons, shareholders will see an appreciation with the share price. Shay posts, I'm still very green in crypto, so my BMNR buy today was just a tracking position. For me, the thesis isn't just a levered bet on ETH, since I think the real angle is regulation. New laws around stable coins and tokenization could lead Ethereum, the backbone for digital dollars, payments, and even stocks on chain. If that happens, Bitmine's model makes sense. Sell stock at a premium, use the cash to keep stacking ETH, and potentially compound faster than the coin itself, just like how MSCR did with Bitcoin. The open question is whether the alpha sticks long term or if the spot Ethereum is still the cleaner bet. That's why I'm small for now, watching how the treasury model trades. If the regulatory tailwind is real, this whole bucket could re-rate hard. So where we are right now, $49, last 5 days dropped close to 18%. I think the bottom is here. Yes, we can go down a little further, but there's only going to be upside as we scale out. Tariq posts, everyone's starting to get nervous about BMNR, and all I see is, just this cup and handle formation. I mean, on this chart, you see that U shape and you see this handle formation, and it's only a matter of time where we're just going to see that vertical V shape to form a cup and handle. Let's take a look at strategic ETH reserve. So right now, BMNR, they're rank one. I mean, there's no other company that can catch up to where they are. Sharplink Gaming, 838,000 ETH tokens, while BMNR has $2.42 million. That equates to like 9.5 billion worth of ETH. I mean, their market cap 8.6 billion. So they've got to, 2% of the Ethereum supply, and they're known to be the 5% alchemist to at one point get to 5% of ETH supply, but they won't stop. They will continue to buy Ethereum, especially with prices, dropping recently. I think that will give them more of an initiative to just keep stacking up Ethereum before that big run up in Q4. Let's take a look at technical analysis with BMNR. So where are we right now? Back in early September, we had oversold signals. Back when price was at 42, we had that run up to like 64. And just recently, it's been pulling back. Current price at $49. We're still not at that basement low. I mean, even before that run up from 30 to 70 back in August, we're continuing to establish higher lows. That's a good thing. We will continue to see ups and downs. But one of the things that we saw was resistance at the 0.236 Fibonacci at $60. We had resistance at that point previously as well back in August, as well as that big run up back in July when it went to like $170. But now, it'll be interesting to see, when we're going to retest, that $60 range. It's not a matter of if, it's definitely going to be when. We know that it will bypass, the fib level here. And I think that, as we start climbing into the March timeframe, we're going to test that 0.38 Fibonacci, $79. And we will be consolidating at this resistance, have it become the support. And it's just going to be the stair step up. I believe that as we head more towards, the Q4 timeframe, late phase, we're going to start testing the 0.618 Fibonacci level, at $110 plus upside. That's where I predict, BMNR is going to go, triple digits by end of year, especially with Tom Lee forecasting that Ethereum is going to break out, having monster move. We're just seeing some shakeouts right now with, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I wouldn't worry so much. It's this last market maker shakeout before they send the crypto prices. And that's why I think these are times to just continue dollar cost averaging down or just remain patient, because over time, BMNR will continue to climb up.
Good to have you back. I know you love this trade, but what do you make of what Mr. Griffin had to say?
Well, I agree with him. We're in a period where there is a super cycle and exponential growth opportunities within AI. But it doesn't mean every company that has elevated valuation today deserves to actually have the capital, and that company may not even reinvest that capital properly to be a survivor. So I agree there is going to eventually be a shakeout, but I think valuations, strangely enough, are actually pretty reasonable today compared to 1998, because 1998 was that liftoff point before that final 18-month surge. And I'd say the best benchmark is NVIDIA trades at 26 times forward earnings. Cisco at that same exact moment was at 60 times, and Cisco's PE peaked at 210 times forward earnings. So NVIDIA to me is still a bargain at 26 times. It's cheaper than Costco and Walmart, which are close to 50 times forward earnings.
So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're feeling like, you have this beat down today, I'm with you. I totally understand. Just remain patient. Continue dollar cost average if you can. Things will be better on the horizon. Thanks, guys.